Hi everybody, and thank you for joining me today. So, still trying to finish up that first pass. I've almost reached to the far edge now. Yeah, because right here is 520 and it ends at 550. So yeah, 2.5 columns to go there. So we're getting there. So I definitely think we should reach the that far edge this month, but whether we actually manage to finish filling in this whole pass, we'll see. But definitely should be done this first pass before the end of the summer. There we go. So yeah, got the house to myself today. Yeah. Husband took kiddo to the job site with him to lend a hand, and he gets paid, so yeah, he's happy. Yeah, he actually got some temporary work for full-time for a week this month, so yeah, he's pretty happy with that. Had to get him some steel toe footwear and a hard hat though. Yeah, he'll probably have enough to buy his new computer after that. I guess I probably could have pin stitched that one, but oh well. I've already started drawing it across the back, so I'll just do that. Let's see if I can, there we go. Yeah, if I can manage. So, yeah, this edge of this diagonal kind of ended up square, but that's okay. Then, yeah, I'm going to sort of try and fill all this in before I head to the top again, so we'll see. Yeah, sunny day, but still smoky out there. Not as bad as it has been, but yeah, it seems to sort of let up every couple of weeks for a day and then comes rolling back in. So, oh goodness. There. Table's being quite squeaky today. I don't know why. Hopefully that doesn't annoy you too much. Okay, so I think, yeah, I may just cut this off here since, yeah, none of these are threaded. So I'm just gonna set them aside. There, yeah, right at the edge of the diagonal. I'm gonna head back into the inner corner here. Oh, what have I got? Oh, okay, I thought that was part one row up and went. That's not correct. That does not match my pattern, but no. My eyes just got tricked. Matches my pattern just fine. Tablet's being wobbly here. Let's see if I can get it to sit straight. There we go. Yeah, and then I'm going to actually go and open up bank account for my son. I checked it out, and our bank has a student account option, so he will have no fees until he's 23 and unlimited transactions. So the only fee he would get is if he withdraws money from an ATM that isn't affiliated with the bank. That's just pretty standard. You pay $2 or something. Although sometimes the ATM itself also charges you a fee for using a machine that isn't from your own bank. So yeah, you can get dinged on both sides. But yeah, other than that, so yeah, this way he can earn a little interest and get himself started. Oh, pink end is, yeah, popping up funny there. Yeah, well, I know banks, they try to get you to join when you're a kid because they know changing your bank account is a big pain, right? To move to a new bank. So yeah, they try to lock you in young in the hopes that you'll be a customer for life. So, well, it's funny because I was with one bank. That was the one I started with when I was a kid. And then when I got married, my husband and I merged the bank accounts, so we were at a different one. And then we moved, and they did not have a branch of the bank that we were using where we lived. They were going to build one, but it was going to be years, so we had to switch banks again. And then, since then, our original bank finally did build a new branch where we live, but yeah, by then, you know, you have everything. You have all your direct deposits and all your automatic, you know, bill payments are already set up, and to switch that to a new bank is just, yeah, it's a huge hassle. So you got to go to each one and give them your new account numbers, and yeah. So sorry guys, we would have stuck with you, but you know, you didn't have a branch here in the city, so okay. So we have fewer colors here in this area where I'm working. So we will be switching back and forth between them a bit, as you can see, but yeah, not as many part threads in one space. Oh, stop that. Squeak, squeak. I don't know, some days it's like, I guess the humidity or whatever is at just the right proportion to cause that. I don't know. Yeah, closing in on 12%. I won't hit that this session, but I would think I'll hit that this week. No problem. Back into the wall between the flowers here. See if we got a little bit of flower done this morning, but not much. The very beginning, I think, will be mostly wall this session. Yeah, I'm going to end up with a few threads of this color. I'm going to end up with several almost like stripes. Yeah, that's often what happens, but that's okay. I do not mind. Now, I'm not sure if this thread is enough. Probably not. We will see. It's pretty short. Yeah, in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clear that. I'm just going to see, or even just see if it's just enough for these. And then I'll pick up a new thread, I think. Okay, I think I can get 2 more here. I got it looped around my my finger that was on the other side on the bottom and unthreaded it. Out just right. Okay. It was funny, still playing the new Legend of Zelda game, the Tears of the Kingdom, and we came across one guy and he says, oh, you know, they're around a fire, and he says, make sure you never accidentally drop a Hylian pine cone in the fire, you know, because they're really flammable. So of course my husband says, well, let's do that and see what happens, you know. And yeah, so he grabs one from the inventory and throws it, and of course it, you know, flares up, and then the guy says, what did I tell you about, you know, about Hylian pine cones? But I mean, yeah, that's like real life. My husband said when he was in science class in like grade 9 or something, and they were doing a lab exercise, and the teacher says, make sure you don't get any sparks in the test tube. So of course, you know, he and the guy he's working with look at each other, and that's immediately what they do. And yeah, my husband said he was, you know, was holding it with the in a stand, or like with I don't know what you call it, almost like tongs, right? And he's holding it, and he says it just starts like shooting out sparks and trying to take off like a rocket. He's holding it like, oh my gosh, you know, and then the whole thing ended up, it was melted, bent like a banana afterwards. And then the teacher's just like, that's why I told you guys not to get any sparks in there. Oh. Yeah, I remember complaining to the teacher because they used to call it an experiment. But if you didn't get the results that they expected you to get, then you got it wrong. And I said, well, it's not an experiment then, if it's predetermined what the result should be. Because an experiment is, let's see what happens, right? And then it was funny because after that, they started calling it a lab exercise and not a lab experiment. So, yeah, they actually listened, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. It annoys me when other people are pedantic, but of course I do it myself, right? Oh, like what was it somebody said? They were complaining that the old rhyme, roses are red, violets are blue. And they said, well, violets are not blue, they're violet, they're purple. And then somebody said, actually, that they didn't used to have a separate, you know, name for that color. So it was considered to be blue since it was close. And so somebody changed it to say, okay, roses are red, violets are blue. I'm incredibly pedantic, but what else is new? Okay. It's nice when these bands of color kind of go the same direction as I like to slope my diagonal, because yeah, that makes it easier to follow. Okay, so yeah, I think I'll just carry this one all the way up to the top. I'm going to end up with more than one thread of this color anyway, because there's a lot of it. So yeah, I could either park it here and start a new one here, or just carry this one up and start a new one when it runs out. So that is what I think I will do. Oh, I thought maybe there was a motorbike, but it was a little smart car. Those things look so funny to me. They really look like little toys. Okay, now I remember this one's not very long. Yeah. And then I'll head back up to the top with a brand new thread. Yeah, so I estimate we should get a pretty productive session here. I think this should be enough for extra 2 stitches, so I will park it down here. Leave it threaded for now, but we'll see if it will stay that way or not. Okay, so now get a brand new one. Go. Okay, just deciding which end of this run I want to end my thread at and park it. So I'm going to do all these bottom ones and then come up and cross them and park it up at the top of that run there. Yeah, when they're skinnier little runs of color, I often cross as I go. So that sort of requires me to think and plan ahead a little bit. Darn it. Here we go. It's going to be a while till I get to that color, so I'm just going to unthread it. Yeah. Yeah, so more flowers are going to show up here, but I'm going to focus on the wall today, I think. Yes, I switched to my 11 by 11 frame now since I'm getting close to that edge, so I don't have as much to reach my left arm over. Yes, so there's some bigger blocks here coming up too. Yeah, there was a huge sort of, all of this color section, it kind of got split in half just because of the way it worked out, yeah. Yeah, sometimes I stitch across the entire big block at once, and sometimes I split it up. It just sort of depends what's around it, how it all flows together. Yeah, I was a little worried stitching big blocks people would find it boring, but I had quite a few people say they like to see some sections with fewer colors sometimes and really see the progress. So I try to do a mix. Some sessions are of a confetti heavy area and some are not. Yeah, depends on the pattern because, yeah, the Soulful Mediterranean Tranquility I had pretty much didn't have any part that wasn't confetti. It was a very confetti heavy piece. Yeah. Yeah, it was the most detailed piece I had done thus far. Although I did have one that I purchased a couple months ago, which is Garden Gate by Donna Gelsinger. I hope I said that correctly. And yeah, there is like no background on that because it's all flowers and butterflies and birds and vines and a fence and grass. So yeah, that one looks like it's going to be a tough one that I'll have to make sure I have another project in rotation that is a little simpler when I need the brain break. Yeah, so working on the background of my stained glass Zelda, which is all that black. And I think I calculated at the rate I'm going, it'll take me about 4 years to get all the background done before I'm ready to do any detail work. So, yeah. Yeah, which is like why I like to rotate between the two so I don't get bored with either. Overwhelmed with one or bored with the other. Okay. Oh yeah, we reached 100 stitches in no time at all. About half an hour because, yeah, weren't as many colors to juggle. Yeah, the last year has really flown by for me. It seems like I only just finished making my year's juice with our apple tree harvest, and it'll be time to do it again soon. So yeah, usually it's end of August, early September is when my apples are ready. Yeah, and I'm still on my first juicer. Surprised. They had some on clearance a couple years ago, so I bought one to have as a backup. But yeah, the first one I bought like, 10 years ago, I think, for like $60. It's still going strong. Yeah. I mean, I don't even want to think how many apples it's processed. Because I'm thinking, let me think, it's about anywhere from 1,500 to 3,000 depending on my crop, and it's been 10 years, so yeah, I guess you could say it might have gone through as many as 200,000 apples, which is just wild. Yeah. I had people ask if I could sell it, but you know, I said, who's going to pay me like $5 a jar? It's so much work. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop there for a second because I'm going to do that one in the corner there. Oops. Just mixed up two colors there. Don't want to do that. Although they're very similar, and in this part of the wall, I could probably get away with it if I did mix it up. Pardon me. Did that so that I could do that stitch below this row. Don't close anything in. Pardon me, as per my usual. Pardon me. Oh yeah, this smoke is still irritating my throat, unfortunately. there goes the smart car again, back the other way. Yeah, my husband said when he was in the military, you're on basic training, and somebody had a little car. It wasn't a smart car, but it was a really small car like that. And he said they'd been out drinking and then found out that the parking where the guy had parked his car, they were going to get a ticket if they didn't move the car, but, you know, they'd all been drinking, so they couldn't, you know, drive it. But they were all ripped from basic training, and so they actually just picked it up, one person by each tire, you know, and just picked it up and moved it across the street. So, yeah, nobody drove it, so it's okay. Yeah, because when the guy parked it there, he didn't realize that they couldn't leave it there all night, because that's what they were planning to do. And then come get it in the morning once they were sobered up. They were just going to walk back, and then, yeah. Yeah, my husband's like, I certainly couldn't do that now. You know, pick up something that heavy now. In fact, he's got to be careful because he's had a hernia on both sides. Not at the same time, but yeah. Yeah, they warned him when he got the first one repaired that once one side has gone, it can happen that the other side goes because it was compensating for the injured side. And yeah, that's what happened. A couple years later, yeah, he got it on the other side. So he actually had two different surgeons. One put in a mesh on one side, and the other guy doesn't like using any foreign bodies when he can help it. So his was a muscle repair. And so actually they want him to come back in for follow-ups every few months, because they said he's kind of an interesting case study since he has both methods. They can sort of, yeah, track how each does, the pros and cons of each. Yeah. My husband said with the mesh, sometimes he can still kind of feel it, which is weird. But he said the muscle repair was definitely more painful. They said it's probably stronger, but yeah, he said it was a tougher recovery than the first one. So yeah, getting to that age, I guess. He's closer to 50 than 40, so yeah. Well, his work and his hobbies are all quite physical, so yeah. Like, I have to make sure I go for walks and stuff, so I get out of my stitching chair and get some exercise. But his is all building stuff in the garage and things, so yeah, his exercise is all built in, all the squatting and getting up, and yeah. So I'm gonna use different threads again. So one will go up and one will go down for that T symbol there. Oh, goodness. There we go. Getting mixed up together. All right, back up again. Actually gonna just take all these threads, kind of split these apart here. There. So put some on that magnet. Oh, I'm trying to organize, but maybe I'm just making it worse. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so I try to kind of keep them separated. Less likely to tangle that way. So I'm gonna start a new one at the top there. Just need to grab a new strand for my envelope. Yeah, so I joined the new Threads app that opened recently. It's connected to Instagram. Yeah. So if you want to follow me there, no guarantee how active I'll be though. Yeah. I never really got into Twitter. Oh, just always said it's just I have so many time sucks already. I don't need another one. Yeah, I've had people say, you know, I should go on TikTok, but like, I don't know. I really don't feel like learning a new platform. Maybe one day, but yeah. I've got Instagram, I got YouTube, I got Facebook, I got so many time wasters as it is, so yeah, it's not like there's people joking about, oh, they think they're too cool for TikTok. And I said, no, it's just, I have so many time wasters and yeah, I don't need more. And I'm starting to get older and, you know, every new app means you have to learn new navigation. So, yeah. I mean, there's been some good content on there, but I find I end up seeing it because people will share the links on other stuff. So, yeah. Should be able to get one last stitch of this. Those parked it there. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is just zipping right along. did not think this would be enough to cross them all, but it turned out it was. Just right. Oh, I did do that one. I just missed coloring it in. I was thinking, yeah, that would be weird for me to just leave that single one there when I could have done it. I did. I just forgot to mark that I had done it. Closing in on 200 done in about an hour. Yeah, I wish I could always stitch that fast. Get things done in no time at all. So I'm going to divide up this color a bit again. So yeah, that's why I said sometimes big blocks get split up, because it just sort of makes that sense that way with the other stitches around them. And we will pass 200 with this run. Awesome. And then we'll see. I may decide to go back to the top again or not. Carry on downwards. Kind of just depends on my mood. I may go back to the top because some of those needles are threaded and the stuff further down is not. So, yeah. That way I don't end up with too many threaded needles all at once, potentially causing tangles more easily. Oh, they're home. Must have forgotten something. Thread is out. Okay, so I think I'm going to head back to the top again for a bit. Oh dear. I'm going to leave that threaded for now, see if I get back to it or not. Might even hit 12% later today. Not during this session, but yeah, after. Actually, I'm going to unthread that one because, yeah, won't be getting to it for a while, so. Yeah, you can kind of see from looking at the pattern, this is where some more leaves and flowers show up. I think I'll have to take a break soon. My right arm is getting tired. Ooh. Yeah, not as many built-in breaks when I have big blocks like this, so I have to be careful not to overdo it. Try that again. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think I'll do this run here. And that will be where I will take a break for today. Oh, I almost missed two at the top there. Yeah, I almost went the wrong direction. few more, and then I'm gonna park and take a break. I think that will probably be the most stitches I've done in a session. Yeah, that's quite a lot we got done today. So I think I'm going to take a break there and do some stretching. So as usual, thank you so much for joining me today and hope to see you here again another time. All right, thanks everyone. Bye.